What's up guys, it's Chrono here, and I'm going to be making a small video about some of the issues currently with Guild Wars 2 PvP. The reason this is just really sudden, mainly because there's one of the things that really annoys me that was just happening before I was recording this. So I figured I'd point it out. Now, the thing that brought me to making this video was being put in the same match over and over and over. Like, normally you could just go in, hit practice, go into a match, blah blah blah. Now, there's three things that can happen when you hit that practice button. You could be put into a proper match that's starting, you know, has a decent amount of people, blah 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 blah. Or, the two things that normally occur, which is you'll be put into a completely one-sided match where it's like 350 to 16. And if you leave and hit the button again to try and go find another match, a lot of the times it'll just put you back into the same match over and over and over and over because there's absolutely no mechanic or no systems in place to prevent that from happening, which there should be, because it's incredibly irritating to come across. So that was just happening, and I thought to myself, if I'm being put in the same match over and over and over, how many servers actually are there? And I opened up this, and there's like nothing. Like, all these are custom servers. These are the ANET servers. There's not, like, what is this? Is there just no one playing it right now? Is the game this dead? Normally it's not, and there's usually a decent amount of servers, but this? Like, there's 7 servers or 9 servers here that are actual, like, normal. The rest of them are all customs, which is kind of mind-boggling. If I click standard, refresh, there's, what is this? It says server 61 here. What? What? I don't know. But that's definitely one of the things that plagues Hotjoin. That's what this video is going to be, is what plagues Hotjoin. Now, what normally plagues Hotjoin is the spectator auto balance type thing that goes on. Now, I'll just join a match and I'll spectate. I'll do that. Now this is that ever since spectator mode, holy crap, I got into a normal game. It just like blew up the video right there, because I was just talking about how this never happens, and it actually finally happened. I got put into the match like 5 times into the same match, and it was like 300 to nothing, and it was just retarded. But
red team got a capture point.
Now there is one thing that I'm pretty sure I figured out, but everybody keeps telling me I'm wrong. I could just be going nuts, but I believe that spectators count as active players in the server, which means that the server itself will get bumped down in priority for new players joining. So if we sit in spectator like
Blue team grabbed a capture
there
point.
might not be another person that joins this server to make this not a 4v5. The fact that me and one other person are just sitting in spectator might take up those last couple slots that the game would normally recognize as empty player slots and try and put people into other matches instead. So what that means is that when people go to hit that practice button, they'll go into another match because the game thinks this one is already full. But it's not, because we're sitting in spectator. So I've noticed this a lot, actually. I've gone through many servers. I've even tested it with friends, where I'd get just 4 other friends, we'd all group up and we'd join the server, and the server would be like 3v2 the entire match just because we sat in spectator. So I'm pretty sure there's some kind of weird thing going on where it just counts people in the server instead of what their actual orientation is, whether they're playing or whether they're spectating. And there should be a divide there,
red team wins
definitely.
a capture point.
If you can hold 10 players and 10 spectators, then it should let you differentiate between the two so that the server can accommodate
Red
to
team
it.
wins a capture point.
And I don't believe that happens. Now, right now is the second thing that annoys the crap out of me, and I am, well, it's just really annoying. This is the typical 5v3 scenario where it's going to force an auto balance. Now, the thing is it didn't do what I'm about to explain, is where you can force an auto balance. If you're on a team and it's a 4v5 and you're on the 4 team, all you have to do is enter spectator mode, it'll force an auto balance, and you can join the winning team. That should not be allowed to happen, regardless, ever. The fact that you can just, at a whim, go into spectator mode, make the game force an auto balance, and then just do whatever you want, that should not happen. That's another plague to this whole Hotjoin. You know, this could be a lot of people to say, oh, it's just Hotjoin, who cares? It could be an enjoyable experience. That's the problem. It could be fun. There's just so many things stopping it from being fun, and it's not on the player's end. It's not like class balance
like
making it unfun, which
takes
can.
a capture point.
It's potential that, you know, you run across just 4 people playing cheese builds and just be annoying, but it's usually down to the game systems and mechanics and So yeah, I'm trying to think of a way. I made a post on the forums a long time ago about it.
Grabbed a capture point.
How when you first enter a game, you should be given the option, just like normal, this right here. You should be given the option to join a team, hit random, or spectate. Now, if you hit spectate, you should be locked into spectator mode. You chose spectate. You should be, when you click that button, there should be a little toggle somewhere in the game code that says you chose spectator, and you should be in spectator.
Red team wins a capture point.
And if an auto balance does occur, or if there is an outnumbered match, like right now, if you're sitting in spectator, they could give you an option similar to the volunteer button, saying that you could sub in for this team instead. That's only if you chose spectate. But still, I don't know, they could add some extra incentive, but I can imagine that being abused.
Blue team grabbed
where
the capture point.
if you just automatically hit spectate, wait for a team to be unbalanced, hit the button, and try and get some extra points. It's really stupid, but it's probably what would end up happening. So, the other thing was that you should not be able to enter
Red team wins a capture point.
spectator mode
Just
once
like
you've
that,
chosen
blue team takes a capture point.
a side. So if I enter blue team, I should not be able to go back into spectator mode once I've entered the game. My only option should be to leave the game, and then re-enter it if I so desire, and then enter spectator mode past that point. But you should not be able to do it from the middle of a match. Just go into spectator mode. If this entire thing is meant to be for like tournaments and, you know, so you can go around for casters and stuff, they'll never need to go into the match and then go into spectator. So it doesn't matter. It shouldn't exist. I don't know. I know some people will like be like, oh, hey, that person has an interesting build, let's find out what it is, and then try and go into spectator, but it just ruins it. Like, just for that one thing, I don't think it's worth it.
Just like that, blue team takes a capture point.
That's really those 3 primary things for me that ruin the Hotjoin experience. Is
Red team wins a capture point.
See, it's still 4v4. People have not, no new players joined this match, even though it was pre-100-100, because 2 people have been sitting in spectator. So I think the game believes that we are active players that could be filling those last 2 spots, which we could, but we're spectating. We're just watching.
Did you see that?
That's
Red
the point of
team's got a
spectator
capture
mode, right?
point.
We're just here to watch. We're not here to play, so why would that gimp the game? Why is the game thinking that that's how it should be? It shouldn't be.
Did you see that?
So that's
Red
number
team
1.
got a capture point.
Number 2 is the spectator thing, which is just really irritating. The auto balance, I should say. The force auto balance, not spectator. So spectator, force auto balance, and the rejoining the same match over and over and over. There needs to be some system in place that prevents players from joining.
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
A completely just like 400 to 10 type match. I've had
just like that. Blue team takes a
join in
capture
onto
point.
that, and I just wonder, like, why did it even happen? So those are my 3 gripes. This is just a rant video. I'm just gonna go off here. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm sure there are other people that have their own gripes with Hotjoin, or believe that Hotjoin just is. It shouldn't even exist now because it's so pointless to even try. You know, if you have your own opinions, then feel free to let me know what you think might actually be able to fix some of this stuff, or what you'd like to see implemented that would help alleviate the pain, so to speak, of the Hotjoin experience. Those 3, I think, would alleviate so much, but I highly doubt that'll ever be something that they pay like a decent amount of attention to try and fix, so I'm kind of disappointed. But whatever, I still play GW2 PvP, so it's fine. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.
Blue team takes